cue the "here's what you missed on" Glee music. I wish I could fancy edit that in slash maybe there's some licensing issues with that, but neither here nor there. So the reason we're here is because I want to talk about the books that I read in May, and more importantly, I want to tell you why I think they're all connected, and I don't know if it's just the place that I'm at in life or if they are truly connected, or maybe all fiction books are connected. There's a through line, perhaps. But anyway, let me go ahead and just give you the stack first. So, voila, the May stack. The May stack includes Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, which is my second Coco Mellors book. How to Win $1 Million and Bleep Glitter by Lucas Stoffel, friend of the pod. This isn't even a pod. The Overthinker's Guide to Getting Started, which less of a book, more of a zine, as they advertise. Marissa Mays and Anna Sarian. They're my wonderful Substack gurus on internet people. Love them. And then we have James by Percival Everett, Pulitzer Prize winner. When Haru Was Here by Dustin Thau. I hope I'm pronouncing the last name right. And then The Ministry of Time by Kalyan Bradley. I hope I also said that first name right. I apologize if I didn't. Okay, so what's the through line for all of these books? Short answer, it's love. And I'm going to explain it to you. Or maybe you can convince me otherwise. So first up, The Ministry of Time, or The Ministry of Love. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so this book was recommended to me by my friend Josephine, and I always trust her book recs. It also was, it's like a gorgeous cover, and the little, I can't remember the name of whatever this is on the inside cover, but that sold me on this book. So I bought it at Barnes & Noble, like, way too long ago, embarrassed to admit, but with her recommendation, I took it off the shelf, and I finally hunkered down and read it, and back to the point of love. So this book is really like forbidden love, and like love of family and work, and it really touches on like assimilation culture for those of us who have immigrant parents and succumbing to forbidden love. There's also like this wonderful like magical realism / Ministry of Time. It's giving Loki vibes, if you know what I mean. So that's The Ministry of Time. Love, forbidden love, love of family and work. You see the theme there? There's love. Everybody say love. Is that like RuPaul? If you watch. Anyways, moving on to my next Exhibit B here. When Haru Was Here. And yes, I will admit that I have a little crush on this author, Dustin. I follow him on Instagram. And the cover is literally like a work of art in itself, So with this one, it's a little bit more obvious, right? It's like penned as like a romance novel, but it really touches on queer love, young love, first loves. It also is like, it takes the time to go into grief and how grief and love are intermixed, It also has themes of learning to love yourself, especially because the main character is, a young adult, just on the cusp of going to college and starting their life, and I don't know, like, it wasn't anything to write home about, it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was just what I needed. Like, who doesn't need more queer literature in their life? I could have used a book like this when I was young, and I'm glad it exists. And I hope to write one like this someday in the future. It also touches on sibling love, the love we have for our family, and I don't want to just project my immigrant background. My mom was from Venezuela, and her father's Italian, and my dad is from Mexico. So I am a child of immigrants, and that deep love for your children that you project onto them, and how we are that first generation who's really trying to navigate, like, what do we want for ourselves? It's got it. But love, yet again. This one was a little bit harder to find the love, but it's still there. Pulitzer Prize winner, baby, James. So, it's a retelling of Huck Finn, but from Jim's perspective, or James's perspective. It really has a love, I know this is kind of corny to say, but it really represents the love of the English language and how powerful language can be, and the importance and the necessary nature of code switching for some of us, especially for slaves at the time in the South. It was a means to survival. And I also want to say that the love that this father, Jim, has for his children and also for his wife, I don't want to give too much away because this is like fantastic read. But yeah, check it out. Love for family. Love. This is for people who love the craft, right? A love for being creative and helping people and encouraging them to let their creativity flow without any hindrance. It's short and sweet, but I love internet people. You gotta read them. I'll just show you a little peek. Like, look, there's beautiful pictures, quotes. I mean, I love this. Okay, moving on, furthering my argument, or it's not an argument, I want to be so angry. Like, furthering my hypothesis that all the books that I read in May are about love. So, How to Win $1 Million and Beep Glitter. So, this one really touches on self-love. It also touches on grieving a love within your lifetime. That part of this book really got me together. I was really sad. A love of art and just creating and pursuing and hustling for what you're worth. Check it out. And Cleopatra and Frankenstein will be the last one. First of all, I love Coco Mellors. So I read Blue Sisters first, but this one I read next. She only has 2 so far, but there will be more in the future, I'm hoping. And as you can see, heavily, not annotated because I don't really like to write in books, but heavily post-noted, bookmarked. It also was a buddy read, and it is a quarterly book club pick for me and my friends. So I had to make sure I took good notes to talk about them at the end of June. But this one really talks about like instant love, right? That like instant connection with someone and the complications of marital love. And don't want to spoil anything, but love affairs also kind of in this. So, long story short, I don't know if I was really craving books on love in its many shapes and forms, or if that was just the natural through line that I could find. So these are the books that I read in May of 2025, for the record. And I actually really recommend any of them and all of them, and happy to chat about any and all of them. Have a wonderful day, and ciao.